All right, so Tesla is definitely gonna go up to at least, I don't know, 700 to $800. That's the low case scenario. More likely than not, it's gonna go to $1,000, and on the higher end, it's likely to go to $1,300 or something like that. So what I did is I pulled up a list of S&P 500 companies that were included, and the closest one I see was Facebook. So Facebook was included in S&P 500 on December 23rd, 2013, and that's pretty similar to what happened in Tesla. So let's take a look at Facebook's chart. So let's see. Facebook back in 2013. Now it only got like about a week's notice where it was included, and that was it. So let's see. So let's see. The date of inclusion of Facebook was so if you just Google the list of S&P 500 companies and the dates they were included, you'll get it on Wikipedia. And December 23rd, 2013 was the date that Facebook was actually included. And I'm looking at December 23rd, 2013. Let's see. Market Smith chart. So Facebook went up like 4.8% on the day of inclusion, and I think it was included at the close of the market, and it was barely up 0.33% the next day on December 24th, which I'm assuming was a half day of trading. So the volume was lower. And Facebook ran from $43.55 bottom on November 26th up to a high of 58.32. So about what? Let's see, 58.32 and 43.55. So 43, 53, $15. So you're talking about close to 38, 40% run up, which Tesla has already run up like about 40, 43% already. And that was pretty much the near term top on Facebook. And it started going down from December 24th. Let's see, where am I? And then it bottomed on January 27, 2014. So it fell from 58% to 51%. And then again, it took off and went up to $72 in March of 2014. So let's take another look at another example of S&P 500 inclusion. And the other one I'm going to look at is Twitter. So let's see, Twitter, when was that included? Twitter, okay. Twitter was included in S&P 500 on June 7th, 2018. June 7th of 18. So let me pull up Twitter chart here. June 7th of 2018. Twitter. 2018. June 7th. Okay, so June 7th, it was at $40 and continued running up a few days after that. So even though it was included on June 7th, it did not peak until June 15th. So you had like one more week of run up. So Twitter ran from a low of maybe $28 or something on April 30th to a high of $47. So 28, 38, 48, $20, $20, about 50% or so. And it kind of went semi-parabolic. So in this case, the the highest volume did come on June 6th. Let's see, what was the date of inclusion? The date of inclusion was June 7th. And let's look at the chart again. So June 7th. So the heavy volume came on June 6th, and the stock closed at $40. And then it was down fractionally, like 1% on June 7th, and then it went up 3.8% on June 8th, uh, kept on going up, and then it kind of climaxed on June 14th and 15th at $47. And then there it was downhill for Twitter. It, like, let's see, how far did it fall? Let's see, June 7th, 2018. Yeah, the thing fell from $47 to a low of $26. So pretty much 50% correction from there. The third company I looked at from market cap standpoint or from a sentiment standpoint was Berkshire Hathaway. Let's see, Berkshire Hathaway. When was that included? Uh, Berkshire Hathaway was included on February 16, 2010. February 16, 2010. February 16, 2010. Okay. So Berkshire Hathaway started rallying strongly from a low of Berkshire Hathaway A share from a low of 99,362, so considered close to 100,000. And then let me confirm the date of inclusion. That was February 16, 2010, Berkshire Hathaway. So February 16th did not peak on February 16th. It kept on running several days after that, and it actually peaked on March 5th. And the total run up was approximately 25% or so. I don't know what other companies would be similar. So Tesla inclusion into S&P 500 is a singular event. It's an unprecedented situation, and it's got nothing close to anything that has happened in the past. So I would not necessarily compare it to Twitter, Facebook, or Berkshire Hathaway to get definite ideas of how far it's going to go up. But there's a good probability that it might, just might, and this is a big, big presupposition. It could act like Facebook because the time frame is pretty similar, and this was like in December, except that Facebook announcement was about a week ago, like week prior to S&P 500 inclusion. Looking at the current chart of Tesla, let's see. So the stock is in a mini parabolic run. Mini parabolic. It's not a huge parabolic run. I think it's the incipient beginning stages of parabolic run. And the guys at IBD Live made a really good point today. It was on Friday. that the 8 week rule, which IBD, that if a stock goes up like 20% from its pivot in the first week, you got to consider holding it for 8 weeks. You wouldn't necessarily be really counting 8 weeks. You'd just be examining the character of the stock. And at least I would be watching it very closely for a climax run. And it doesn't matter whether it climaxes in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or 5 weeks. Whenever it climaxes, you got to just get rid of it and, dump the whole thing. So, do you think Tesla could sell off before Tesla is officially included? Seems like a very crowded trade with lots of speculators, according to Gary Black. Okay, so that's an amazing question. So this fellow Gary Black, he's an amazing guy. I mean, the guy is really a very good thinker. He's got clarity of thinking, and I learn a lot from his tweets. And I respect him a lot, but he has been wrong very frequently, because the way he was wrong was, the guy said S&P 500 was going to include Tesla after July 22nd earnings, which everybody was thinking that was going to happen. That did not happen. And the stock, yeah, I mean, you said it would not happen, and you were right, and I wish I'd listened to you. And I mean, I wish I'd sold my stock, and I mean, hindsight. So he was wrong then, and he acknowledged it, so that's great. Then he was saying, when what? What's he gonna do? Deny it? No, I mean, Trump would not. Okay, so Trump would not acknowledge it. Like, if Trump said that this is gonna happen, it didn't happen, he'd say it was rigged. He says S&P 500 is rigged, and he'd probably file a lawsuit against S&P 500. So I mean, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Come here, let me get you in the video. So then the second thing is, the guy was saying that Tesla is going to go up like 14%. I mean, that's ridiculous. So Tesla being included in S&P 500, and you expect Tesla to only go up like 15%. That's crazy. I mean, Tesla is probably gonna go a minimum of 50% from $400, which is $600. That's like the base case scenario. There's a very high probability that Tesla is gonna go to $800.
Yeah, I think people think that they're more conservative. Like, if they give a number that it could go up, it's better to have a lower number than to be wrong about a super high number.
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
So it's easier for someone to be right about something only going up yay high than to make it sound like they're telling a fishing story and then it's going to go up 200% and then they sound crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but
I think people think that if they're like, oh, it'll go up 20%, if it goes up more than that, then it's good. It's all good. But if they're, I mean, it's better to be wrong about and have it go up higher than for people to overshoot. It's like when you play The Price is Right.
Closer, so
people will bet $1 on The Price is Right. Okay, so they'll bet $1 and then they can win the whole game. But if somebody overshoots the whole value of the Price is Right, then they are disqualified and they don't win.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, you got a great point, but I mean, here we are not trying to be right or wrong. I mean, we are not trying to be right or wrong. We are trying to make money. I mean, we got real money.
Yeah, but if you overshoot with a call option and you're way off the mark, it's better to be way off the mark.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's better to be on the lower end of right than it is to be way off the mark and then you lose a ton of money.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean,
that applies to anything.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's what I'm doing, because I got deep in the money calls in January 2023. Do I have a temptation to hit it big by going into like out of the money calls? Yes, I do.
That's the whole principle of what I'm trying to say.
Exactly, but I'm not doing it, because the reason why I'm not doing it, what could go wrong between now and then? My biggest nightmare scenario would be that S&P 500 announces on Monday evening that they're including it on December 14th and December 21st, and they announce that Tesla is doing a secondary offering, a large secondary offering that's going to crush the stock. So you lose everything. So you don't want to be like,
Oh, they will do that.
I mean, they will. I know they will do it. They should do it. Tesla has got to do a secondary because Tesla has done a secondary every time the stock goes up this year. In February
He
of
does it every time.
yeah, February of 2020, and then in September 1st they did a secondary, and they're gonna do a secondary sure as sunrise. It's the timing that matters. Do you think Tesla will drop after December 21st? That's the assumption that I'm working on. I mean, I'm gonna keep an open mind, but I'm not gonna overstay my welcome. It's a very crowded trade, as Jim said, and it's gonna be really hard to find an exit when the music stops. And then Ted says, "Congrats on the trade so far. I have been following you since TMC and an interview with Dave. I thought you were crazy." Well, I thought I was crazy too. I mean, I thought I was crazy because seriously, I lost so much money.
That was in the old $100.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was that was back in 2016, right?
16 or 17.
Something like that.
There, yeah.
Yeah,
It was a long
yeah.
time ago.
I thought I was crazy because we lost so much money and made so much money, lost so much money, made so much money, lost so much money.
But it's the
like
most
crazy.
bizarre thing is that after the split, Tesla is trading much higher than it was before the split this time a few years ago.
Yeah. So
That's the most surreal thing to wrap your head around.
well, nobody expected Tesla to go up 10 times this year, like within
So
a year.
at that time, I believe Tesla was trading at like 290 or something like that pre-split when we did that video.
Yeah, well, I've been trading Tesla since 2014 or late 2013. That's when I first went into Tesla. I wasn't like early on into Tesla like Dave T and Bohu and a bunch of other guys and Emmett Peppers and all.
All these names for like 5 years.
Yeah, so I wasn't early. I was like, I was into Facebook in 2013. Uh, but I started trading Tesla around late 2013 and made money on it several times, lost money on it several times.
Nothing but Tesla.
Nothing but Tesla. And that's what I plan to do, like for the next several years until SpaceX or Starlink come IPO. I'm not about to go into. The one thing that I'm a little bit tempted is like,
Apple.
what?
Apple.
Huh?
Apple.
Apple? No, I mean, Apple, I don't like Apple. I mean, it's okay.
Apple.
Oh, oh, she's saying Apple. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Apple. So we'll get her before she falls. So,
Apple.
why do you think Bitcoin will be the next big bubble to trade? There's a good probability of it because I'm looking at the yearly chart of Bitcoin. I'm actually very enthusiastic about Bitcoin. I'm super intrigued about Bitcoin. I've been like all weekend long. I've been listening to videos, and Dave T, the fellow from California, he does an amazing job of interviewing two Bitcoiners. One is like an analyst with ARK Investment, and then the other one is like so Pompliano or something. I haven't watched the Pompliano interview completely. The thing that I'm a little bit concerned about with Bitcoin is I need still to figure out how to trade it in scale. Now I'm not gonna put all my money into Bitcoin, but a little portion of it. And there's several ways of trading Bitcoin. You could do like low volume trades on GBTC, Grayscale Bitcoin. I'm not into futures and I'm not about to go into futures, but TD Ameritrade allows you to do futures on Bitcoin. And then Coinbase, of course. Coinbase, I need to figure out if you can buy and sell them. I mean, if you want to buy and sell a 50 or 100 Bitcoin, can you do that? Or do you have to do it in fractions or stuff like that? But from a technical standpoint, Bitcoin looks amazing. And just looking at the yearly chart, I'm going to pull a yearly chart here and let's see. So I've actually been comparing Tesla to Bitcoin, what Bitcoin did in 2017, and it looks like pretty similar to me. So the yearly chart of Bitcoin is it's really good. The one thing somewhat concerning to me is the volume on yearly chart. So the volume was pretty significant in 2015, 2016, really picked up in 2017. Then it sold off pretty significantly in 2018 on relatively high volume. Then Bitcoin has been going up in 2019 and 2020, and so far year to date it's up about 147% at 17,759. Let's see how it closes. I'm kind of tempted to put a trade on Bitcoin at the beginning of 2021 and see what happens. Monthly, it looks like it's forming a pretty decent pattern. It's forming like a base on based pattern on monthly chart. What I expect to happen with Bitcoin is that the high was $19,870 62 cents back in 2017, and the high on Bitcoin was 19,488.81, so slightly lower than the high in December of 17. So if Bitcoin is about to go up, then what's going to happen is it's going to go match or eclipse the prior high of 19,870. So it should go closer to 20,000 or hit 20,000. Then it should recede and pull back and form a handle on the large cup, which is going back 2 years. And then if it breaks out of that cup, then I would go long on Bitcoin. So, so I'm gonna keep a very close eye on Bitcoin, and I would definitely be considering trading it. Now, how do I really think what's gonna happen? What am I doing with my money in Tesla? So I'm just sitting tight. I'm not doing anything. I'm not buying any more Tesla. I'm not selling any Tesla. I have intense temptations to put on a riskier trade in Tesla, like, go from like the most risky calls I have is January 2023, deep in the money, ranging from $200 to 400, $450, $460. That's the riskiest I have. Do I get a temptation to put on like a little bit of a lotto trade, like, put a percentage of money and buy calls expiring in shorter time frame, or out of money call? Yes, I do. But at the same time, if I look at the big picture in Tesla, it's like gone up like 10 times in the last year. How? I'm sorry. I don't care about viewers. Yeah, but I'm not doing it to get viewers. I mean, viewers doesn't make me any damn money.
Yeah, but who are you talking to at this point in the game?
Well, I'm just expressing my views because I don't get a chance to do these videos that often, and and I'm like freaking expressing my views because like 10 years from now, I can look up and see what my thinking was. So, I mean, okay, so seriously, number of Twitter followers, number of YouTube views doesn't make me any money. I mean, I can make a.
Saying that keep your videos shorter and you'll increase your viewers.
I don't care about viewers. I'm not trying to get viewers. I'm just trying to express my opinion about the stock because I'm doing real time trading here. Okay, so you made me confused and make me lose my train of thought. So the stock has gone up 10 times within a year. To long term, Tesla is an amazing investment. The company is going to go to like $4 trillion, $5 trillion market cap. It's going to go up at least like 10 times from current level. The market cap is like $500 billion right now, 500 some $billion. So is it going to go 10x from here? Yes, it is going to go 10x probably in the next 3 to 5 years. So there are two ways of playing Tesla. You just sit tight, you buy as much stock as you can and never sell it until it hits like 4, 5, $10 trillion. The second way is, since Tesla is so super volatile, those who are well versed in technical analysis and can keep a level head can make a ton of money trading Tesla. And right now, it's a short-term trading opportunity with S&P 500. So I do not know for sure whether Tesla is going to go to 1300. It's pretty unlikely it will. There is more of a likelihood that it's going to hit 700, 750, 800 and top out. There is a significant minor probability that Tesla is going to hit 1 trillion market cap if everything goes crazy. And that 1 trillion market cap brings it closer to $1,000. And there's a very less probability that in case of a super high melt up, it could go $1,200, $1,300. So, but I'm not betting on that basis. So I'm going to end this interview. Oh, not interview, whatever this is. Come here, sweetheart.
Look
So,
at it, she's got a full apple. She's
okay.
eating.
Okay, all right.
Show
So
them your apple, Skylar.
yeah, show your apple. Okay, great job. So I'm proud of you. So, but I wouldn't be like risking a ton of money right now, and I think that those people, there's a huge contrarian signal right here. There's tons of people on Twitter who are putting out their portfolios. Hey, quiet down, guys. I'm about to end this interview, but this video. But I'm interviewing myself. I'm so lonely that I'm interviewing myself. That's right. So 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 there's bunch of people on Twitter who are putting on their portfolios. I made X amount of money and Y amount of money. This is not going to continue forever. This is probably going to end, and it's going to end pretty soon. I don't know when it's going to end. It could end on 14th. I don't think so. I think that guy Gary Black is pretty wrong. I don't think it's going to end on 14th. Good luck if it ends on 14th. Not going to happen. Is it going to end on 21st? Very high probability. You okay, sweetheart? Very high probability. And could it go till the year end? Less likely, but it's probable. More likely, gonna end to 750 to 800, possibly 2000. Rare possibility 1300, and that's the end of it. And don't be chasing it too high. I'm not chasing it too high. I'm sitting tight. Okay, and this is not an advice. I agree with your speculation thesis. I want to add that for each top of big wave, the market would try to break some psychological level, like a round number. This time I bet 1K. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's all psychology, and round numbers make a huge difference because that's a amazingly great point you made, Arthur. OTC. So basically, in February of 2020, Tesla topped at $964 pre-split. Tesla has a tendency to stop just before big numbers because back in 2017, Tesla topped. We were in Paris, Brianna and I, we were in Paris, and she told me to sell Tesla, and I did not sell it, to my great regret. It did not touch $400 in, that was June of 2017. It topped at 387 or something. I would not at all be surprised if stock runs close to 960 or some odd number and then it tops. I would be selling it on the way up. I would not be overstaying my welcome in Tesla. Uh, you know, no, you are not wrong about when to sell. You are pretty right. Pretty right. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get going. Good night.